everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Claydry, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about the Guild Wars 2 expansion Path of Fire Elite Specs. I did get to try 4 of them. I was most excited about 3 of them, as I said on my previous video of Guild Wars 2. I was going to try the Weaver, the Soulbeast, and the Spellbreaker, but I did get to try the Firebrand as well. So I did try those 4 Elite Specs, and they were really exciting. So I recorded them, and I'm going to show you guys the video of it while I explain what is going on over there. So let's get over to it. So we're first going to take a look at the Weaver Elite Spec. So we're going to check out the build and the traits. So first thing you have here is Master's Fortitude. It says gain increased vitality when wielding a sword, and gain bonus vitality based on a portion of your power and condition damage, which is nice. After that we got Elemental Pursuit. Gain super speed when inflicting inhibiting conditions on enemy. So you do Immobilize, Shield, and Cripple, and you also get super speed. Now we got Superior Elements. Dual attack skills, weaken enemies, deal increased damage to weaken foes. So you do weakness and you get a critical chance increased by 7%. We got Weaver's Prowess. Gain increased condition damage and duration for a period of time after attuning to a different element. So you get 10% condition damage and 20% condition duration with Weaver's Prowess. And we got Swift Revenge. Gain swiftness when using a dual attack, deal extra damage to enemies while under the effects of swiftness or super speed. So your damage increases by 7% and you get swiftness for 4 seconds by 33%. Got Lesser Stone Resonance. So it's a stance skill or trait in this case. Enter an earthen state, gaining barrier periodically over the course of the stance. So you get a barrier of 650, you get stone resonance for 5 seconds periodically, you gain a shield, you get stability, and you get 5 pulses. Also, I think if you do it again, you gain stability. It's called the Bolstered Elements. You gain stability when activating a stance. Activate Lesser Stone Resonance when struck while below the health threshold. Okay, so you get stability again. Then we have Elements of Rage. Gain a damage bonus for a period of time when attuned to a single element. Gain ferocity based on a percentage of your power. So you get 10% damage, and you also get ferocity based on the percentage of your power. Then we got Unraveled Axis. Lose conditions at a rapid rate while under effects of super speed. Gain super speed when you are inflicted with inhibiting conditions. So you get super speed, Immobilize, and Cripple, and Shield. So you lose conditions while under super speed apparently. Then we got Invigorating Strikes. Gain vigor when using a dual attack. Dodge rolling grants barrier. So you get a barrier while you use dual attack, and you also get vigor for 30 seconds. In the middle ones, we got the Elemental Pylophony. Gain attributes based on your current attunement. When dual attuned, gain both benefits. This is pretty cool. Got Elemental Refreshment. Gain barrier when using dual attack abilities. Kind of the same one as, so basically when you do dual attacks, you get barrier. And then we got Weaver. Your active attunement is now applied to your main end, with the old attunement moving to your off end. Attunement recharges are reduced. Gain access to dual attack and the stance utility types. Got a recharge time of 4 seconds. So we're going to check out the skills now. So we got the Eel skill. It says Aquatic Stance. So this is a stance. Striking a foe causes water to erupt from them, healing your nearby allies. Which is nice. You got Initial Heal and you got Sense Heal. This is a lot of healing. You also heal enemies around you. You get stability. You get up to 5 targets of the healing. And radius 240. Now we got Stone Resonance. It's another stance ability, and It says enter an earthen state, gaining barrier periodically over the course of this dance. So you get barrier. It has 5 pulses, and the count recharge is 50 seconds. And you also get stability. Now we got primordial stance. Channel the prime elements at their core, dealing damage based on your current attunements. Fully attuning deals the same condition twice. So basically, if you, I think this means if you're on fire, if you change to fire and then you change to fire again, you get all the fire skills. So basically you do the conditions twice. I think that's what they mean with this. It got burning, chill, vulnerability, bleeding depending on your element. You get stability, and it has a count recharge of 25 seconds, and it goes up to 5 targets. Then we have Weave Self. Temporarily reduce the recharge time of attunements while gaining bonuses for attuning to new elements. Successfully attuning to all elements ends the stance and grants perfect weave. This is pretty cool. This is the elite skill. So it basically recharges the time of your attunements, and you also get a bonus for attuning to new elements. So you get, for the fire, you get 20% condition damage. For water, you get 20% boon duration and 20% outgoing eel effectiveness. For air, you get 50% movement speed. For earth, you get 320 toughness. So it's pretty cool. And you also get stability. So oh, and then you got Tailor Victory, which says release all of your woven elements and end your weave self stance, causing gravity itself to unravel around you. So you gotta float and a number of targets to 5, and it's unblockable. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna check out the skills now on this. Well, we tried on this golem, but that was not working very well, as you can see, because it was invulnerable all the time. But I just wanted to test the skills and stuff. As you can see, every time you change, you always get, I'm using sword here to try out, but as you can see, you always have the 3 first skills are from the sword, and the 3rd one is a mix of both, right? But if you do change, every time you change, for example, you're on water, and for example, you have all skills on water, right? And if you change to lightning like I did, you get the water skills on 4th and 5, 4th and 5th, I mean, and you still get the 3 first ones as lightning. So basically, every time you change attunements, the 3 first skills are from the attunement you just moved, and the 4th and 5th are from the previous attunement you were. But if you do change again to the same attunement, you get all 5 skills. And the 3rd one is always different. So as you can see, I changed to fire, and I have fire and water. I mean, I changed to water, and I have water and fire. Now I changed to lightning, and I have 3 lightning skills and 2 water ones. Now I changed to earth. These skills are really cool. The fact that you can do like two attunements at the same time on the 3rd skill is pretty awesome. So as you can see now, those were all fire skills. This is water and fire. And water again. See, they all get to water skills. All full water. But you get a long cooldown on every attunement once you change. So you have to think carefully when you want to change your attunements, because then you have to wait a little bit to change again. I have all my skills on lightning now. I think this is pretty cool. I did like it a lot, but it's just that, you know, yeah, I didn't try all the weapons and stuff. I just tried the sword and the dagger. So there's a lot of combinations you can do. If you try with other weapons, the third skill is always different, as I told you. But you can like do a lot of different things and stuff. So it's pretty cool. So now I tried the Soulbeast. That's another one that I wanted to try. And as you can see here, you start with a juvenile jacaranda, I believe that's the name, which is like a tree thing. It's one of the new pets for the expansion, and I did get to try some of the skills and things. So as you can see, here are the skills for the pet. There's the jacaranda's embrace. It says fire a missile that roots foes for a period of time. It does vulnerability and immobilize, and it does root, which is nice. And then we got photosynthesize, restore health, gain generation, and remove conditions. This is a good pet for like healing and removing conditions and stuff. We got call lightning. It calls lightning for a small area. It does vulnerability, and it goes up to 3 targets. And we also, these ones below are the skills you get once you change to Soulbeast. So you get the call lightning, you get the photosynthesize, and you get spiritual reprieve. Restore health to your allies and grant them a reprieve from conditions. So it does healing and it does resistance. Conditions currently on you are ineffective, which is pretty cool. This is a really good pet for healing and stuff, like I said. So here we got the healing skill. It says bear stance, and it does heal yourself and your pet. You lose conditions while in the stance, healing for each condition lost. So this is pretty cool. You get like conditions are consumed for healing every second. So it removes conditions and you still heal yourself and your pet. Then we got the Griffin stance. It says gain endurance. Your endurance recovery is greatly improved, and you gain might when you evade attacks. So it does give you 100%, wow, endurance regeneration, might, and endurance gain 25. Then we got the Doliac stance. Gain defensive boons and remove conditions that impede movement. Prevent application of such conditions while in the stance. So it prevents movement. You get retaliation and you get stability, and the conditions are removed. And it breaks that, which is nice. Then we got Vulture stance. While in this stance, striking a foe grants you might if they are above the health threshold, and inflicts poison when they are below it. So this gives might, poison, and you inflict poison if they are above half health, I think. No, if they are above half health and... Hold on, I'm confused. Striking foe grants you might if they are... The Vulture stance says striking foes grants you might if they are above half health and inflicts... Oh, okay, so it gives you might if the enemy is above half health, and if it's below, you inflict poison. That's what it means. Yeah. And for the elite skill, we got 1 wolf pack. Your successful attacks will trigger a second strike while in this stance. This effect can occur once per interval. So striking a foe will cause them to be attacked again after a short delay. So basically you get 2 attacks, I believe. So you do 1 attack and you attack again. I think that's what it means. So we're gonna check out the build here. So we got Prelude Lash. Pull foes towards you and bind them briefly. So immobilize and pull. Oh, it also says elevated. God, these words are very hard. Gain access to stances. Survival in the desert has enhanced your connection to your pet, granting you the ability to meld with them by entering beast mode. Traits that affect your pet may affect you differently while in beast mode. And we got fresh reinforcement. Entering beast mode grants you the boons affecting your pet, which is nice. Look at these boons: quickness, protection, resistance, fury, stability, swiftness, vigor, ages, regen, retaliation, and might. So depending of the boons that are affecting your pet, once you enter the beast mode, you get those boons yourself. Then we got Life Fest or Leaf Fest. Using a beast ability grants you offensive boons. This is nice. You can do fury and quickness. Then we got Unstoppable Union. Entering beast mode breaks stun and causes your attacks to be temporarily unblockable. Your attacks are unblockable and you break stun. Then we got Furious Strength. You deal more damage while you have fury. Your damage increases by 7%. That works well with the previous trait we saw there. Second Skin conditions inflict less damage to you while you have protection. So damage reduced by 33%. And we got Essence of Speed. Gain quickness increases the duration of other boons affecting you. Predator's Cunning. When you apply poison to a foe, steal some health from them. Oh, that's cool. You apply poison and you still got to like a life steal on them, and it's unblockable. Then we got Twice as Vicious. Disabling a foe increases your damage and condition damage for a short duration. Twice as Vicious. This is cool. So 5% damage and 5% condition damage. Then we got Eternal Bond. While in beast mode, if you would be down, you instead fall out of beast mode and recover health. Ah, nice. This is pretty cool. So you don't, if you're on beast mode, you don't directly go to down state. You just fall out of beast mode and recover health. It's pretty nice. Then we got Leader of the Pact. Skills grants their effects to nearby allies for a reduced duration. Oh, so the skill that you do, it also affects your ally targets. Then we got Oppressive Superiority. Deal increased damage to foes who have less health than you. Conditions you apply to foes with less health than you last longer. Oh, so if you apply conditions to a foe that has less health than you, those conditions last longer. It's pretty nice. I like those. It seems like a good thing to do on for PvP and stuff. So let's go ahead and check some skills. So here I changed to beast mode. Let's see how we do. I didn't get to try much on this space. I had to move eventually because there was so many people here that I felt like I couldn't try out all my skills. But you can get to see a little bit of it. So here you use dagger, right? On the first 3 skills.
Getting healthy.
So here I think we're gonna change to. I did change to another pet. Yeah. So this is the pet I told you guys about on my previous video, that I found these ibogas, and I thought, well, these are gonna be pets for the ranger. And I was right. There you go. So here I changed to the beast mode again with the iboga. I think they're kind of short range. Well, but you don't have to be directly as close to them as other classes, I believe. So here you got, for the Iboga in Beast Mode, you got the Crippling Anguish. It says launch a projectile that inflicts condition. So you do Confusion and Torment. This is pretty good. Then we got Narcotic Spores. Speed a glob of confusing spores at a foe, inflicting confusion for a while at that location. So you do Confusion, it goes up to 5 targets. This is more like a condition pat, I believe. Primal Cry. Tap into your primal essence and unleash a debilitating roar. So it causes bleeding and vulnerability up to 5 targets. Yeah, this is a good condition pat that you can use. Look at all those poisons and torments and bleeds and stuff. This is a nasty pat. Here we're gonna change to the deer. It's a rock deer, I believe. This is my favorite one. So we got the head toss. Toss your foe into the air. So it does like a launch. These are the skills for the pat itself, by the way. So the headbutt, bash your target. And we got kick. It kicks your enemy, and it kicks your enemy and it inflicts vulnerability. And then we got charge. It just says charge your target and it inflicts daze. So now we're gonna check the skills you get if you turn into beast mode with a rock. It's not a deer, it's a gazelle, but it's kind of almost the same thing. So it does the same thing as the gazelle. So it kicks your enemy and inflicts vulnerability. It does charge, travel damage, impact damage, and daze. Goes up to 5 targets. And you also get the Worldly Impact. So jump up and slam the ground beneath you, severely damaging nearby foes. And it goes up to 5 targets. It's a combo finisher with leap. Sounds like a good path for me. There you go, we're gonna try out the gazelle a little bit, just the pad itself, and then we'll change into beast mode. There we go. And then look at the vulnerability. So that's the best for you guys. You could try other pats as well, but I didn't want to try at least the new ones because I didn't know about them and everything. But that was a lot of stuff you could try out. So next one is going to be the Spellbringer. So here we go. We're going to check out the skills. So we got the first skill. The Spellbringer uses 2 daggers. So the first skill says Precise Cut. Strike your foe. This attack deals increased critical damage. So you got a lot of critical damage with this skill. This is a chain attack. You also get Focus Slash. Strike your foes. This attack has increased critical hit chance. It's the same thing. One says deal, the other says as, but yeah, it's kind of like a bigger impact on the critical damage. Then you got Keen Strike. Strike your foes and gain might. Gain additional might on critical hit. So if you do a critical hit, you gain extra might. And we got Leap and Strike your foes, inflicting slow. This is the Aura Slicer. So basically you do slow. And you also got the combo finisher Leap. This is a good one for CC. Then we got Disrupting Stab. Inflicts daze on your target. If your target is using a skill, this attack stuns and deals increased damage. This is pretty cool. So you inflict daze, and if the target is using a skill on you at the same time, that attack stuns and deals increased damage. This is pretty nice. Then we got Wastrel's Unit. Don't mind me. Wastrel's Ruin. I can't say anything right today. I don't know. Strike your target, deals more damage to foes, not using skills. We got Bladestorm, unleash a fury of attacks that damage foes and reflects projectiles coming from the front. Wow. So you do a flurry of attacks and you still reflect projectiles that come from your front, from the front, you know, stuff. And you also cause vulnerability and you get swiftness. Then we got the healing skill. You got natural healing. It's a meditation skill. Lose boons and conditions, then heal yourself. So you remove up to 7 boons and 7 conditions. So basically, you know, it removes conditions, but it still removes boons. But you get a lot of healing, and you still get might. So, I mean, it sucks that you lose boons, but at least you remove a lot of conditions still, and you get a lot of healing. And you got Sight Beyond Sight, meditation skill as well. Reveal nearby foes and make your next attack a critical heal. Remove blindness. So your next attack is a critical heal. So you revealed other enemies, and your next attack is a critical here. Critical hit. God, words. It goes up to 5 targets, and you still remove blindness. That's nice. And we got Kick. It's a physical skill. Push your foe back with a kick. So you do knock back. It's nice. I do like this skill a lot. And then we got Winds of Disenchantment. It's another meditation skill. It's an elite skill, and it says create an area of calm where foes cannot receive boons and lose boons every interval. Projectiles entering this area are destroyed. So basically boons are removed around the area, and you still block missiles, which is nice, and it's unblockable. So we're gonna check out the traits now. And we've got Full Counter, Burst. Absorb the next attack against you and counterattack all foes around you. Foes struck by the counterattack are interrupted. Wow. So you counter and you still interrupt their attack. It's nice. So we got Berserker's Power, 7% damage. You get stability, you get 1 condition remove, and you get endurance. And it's blockable. And we got Pure Strike. Deals increased critical hit damage. This bonus is doubled against boneless foes. Guard Counter. Gain protection after successful full counter. So you get protection if you do a full counter. Then we got No Escape. Dazes and stuns inflict mobilize. So you still do, besides doing daze and stun, you still do immobilize. How cool is that? Then we got Dispelling Force. Dazes, stuns, pulls, knockdowns, knockbacks, and launches remove boons. Wow, this is even more great. Now we got Loss Aversion. Removing boons from a foe deals damage and gives you adrenaline. And we got Slow Counter. Full counter applies cripple and slow. So if you do a full counter, you do cripple and slow as well. A lot of conditions. So make sure you do a full counter. You also get boons removed. You get conditions. How cool is that? Then you got Sun and Moon Style. Gain bonuses for each dagger you equip. Main hand interrupts grant quickness, and offhand heal for a percentage of your outgoing critical damage. Okay. Then we got Attacker's Insight. Gain insight when disabling foes or removing boons. Full counter refreshes all burst skills on hit. And we get Enchantment Collapse. Removing a boon from a foe causes all nearby foes to lose additional boons. And we have Revenge Counter. Full counter deals additional damage and grants resistance. Copy conditions on yourself to targets you hit with full counter. And then we got Magebane Tether. Tether yourself to your target. If they move beyond the range threshold, pull them to you. Grants might and reveals your target every second. It also says hitting with a burst skill casts Mage Bane Tether on your target if they are within range. So let's try out some skills. I do like the whole thing and the collars and stuff. And I think they are pretty, look at the might. They are pretty awesome. And as you can see, you get all the, every time you use a utility skill, this is the elite skill, as you can see, everything that's around this circle, that's a counter. If you're inside that circle, you lose boons. But the thing is, I notice every time you use one of those elites, one of those utility skills, they get up to, I believe, 2 or 3 stacks. Yeah, 3 stacks. So you can use him up to 3 times. Yeah, that's the full counter, see? That's the F2. And you got the Breaching Strike, which is F1. Gaining adrenaline. Look at all the might you get, and you still get swiftness as well. Pretty nice, huh? You can see you use 3 times the same skill. That was the Renegade class, I believe, that was connected to me somehow. This looks like a really good class for PvP as well, but I think it might work on PvE as well. But, you know, PvP is always good because of the full counter and everything. Look at the kick. So now we'll get to try out the Firebrand, which is the elite spec for the Guardian. This was one of my favorites as well, and I did want to try it because when I saw the video when they were explaining and showing how the elite specs were working, I did really enjoy the skills and I did want to try it out. So I'm going to show you how it is. So for F1 you got Tome of Justice. It says Virtue, burn foes every few attacks. Activate, pull forth a magical tome on the dangers of the blazing heat in Corna. So it does burning. You get might, retaliation, quickness, and attacks to trigger passive R5. Then we got Tome of Resolve, regenerate health, draw forth an enchanted tome that recounts the trials undergone by the people of Vabi. So you get 105 heal, regen, retaliation, quickness, condition removes, remove 3, and a radius of 600. Then we have Tome of Courage, gain ages periodically. Conjure a mystic tome containing stories about the heroes of Histon. Each tome skill use consumes a page. So you get ages, you get protection, retaliation, stability, and quickness. The Firebrand gets the axe skill, the axe weapon, and gets up to 3 skills as well. So the first one we got the Core Cleave. Cleave at your enemy with a physical and magical axe. So you inflict bleeding. It also slices through your foe again, physically and magically, as your weapon is heating up. And unleash your searing axe in an overhand slash, flowing it up with a magical edge. The third part also inflicts burning, by the way. Then we got the second skill that says Symbol of Vengeance. It's a symbol skill. Cleave your axe into the ground, reducing enemy movement and carving a razor-sharp symbol of vengeance. So you do cripple, bleeding, and vulnerability up to 3 targets. It has a combo field of light. Then we got Blazing Edge. Conjure a magical axe to rake your enemies toward you. So you do pull and you do burning up to 3 targets. So you got the healing skill. It's Mantra of Solace. It's a mantra skill. Huh. Haha. Prepare to heal yourself and grant allies ages. The final charge of this ability is more powerful, so it has up to 3 casts that you can do with it. Restoring Reprieve. Gain health, grant ages to you and allies in front of you. So you do self-heal, you do ages for allies, and you do quickness. The number of allied targets are 5. Also, you got Rejuvenating Respite. Final charge. Gain significant health. Grant ages to you and allies before you. It's kind of like the second one. But you do more self-healing and yeah, I guess that's it. Then we got the first utility, Mantra of Flame. Prepare a chant to sear your enemies. The final charge of this ability is more powerful. So it also has up to 3 casts. The other part, it says Flame Rush. Unleash a wave of purging fire in front of you. It does burning up to 5 targets. And then you got the final charge, unleash a powerful wave of flame. So a lot of burning going on here. Up to 5 targets. This is a burning condition skill. So the second utility, you got the Mantra of Lore. Recite the ritual of cleansing, removing conditions, and speeding recovery. So this is more of a healing utility skill. Recite, opening passage, recite a cleansing word, purifying allies of conditions and helping them recover. So you do regen, and you remove up to 2 conditions, and it goes up to 5 targets. Charge recovered 12 seconds. Clarified conclusion, final charge. Recite the concluding passage, converting corruption into enhancements for your allies, enhancing them in recovery. So you do more healing, and the conditions are converted to boons, 2 conditions, and it goes up to 5 targets as well. The third utility says Mantra of Truth. Prepare your tenets of truth to debilitate your foes. It also says Echo of Truth. Recount a truth to enemies in front of you. This is also up to 3 casts as well. Inflicting them with conditions. So recount a truth to enemies in front of you, inflicting them with conditions. So you do cripple, weakness, and blindness up to 5 targets. So this is another condition skill, but it does way more conditions. So the first one we got burning. The second one we had heal, and the third utility skill does like up to 4 conditions on 5 targets. The last part also gives immobilize. Okay, the elite skill we already know. This one I did change to the one from the elite spec. It says Mantra of Liberation. Echo remnants of an ancient pamphlet from Vabi that urges Elonians to freedom. Grants stability and swiftness to allies while breaking stun. It's also up to 3 casts. This is more like a support skill. It does give stability, retaliation, and swiftness as well, and it breaks stun. And it goes up to 5 ally targets. This is a cool support skill as well, to give you buffs and also break you out of stun. So we're going to check out the traits. And we got Tome of Justice that we already read. It says Burning, Might, Retaliation, and Quickness. Then we got Unrelenting Criticism. Axe skills gain a chance to inflict bleeding. Symbol of Vengeance now dazes on its initial strike. So you do daze and bleeding. Then we got Liberator's Vow. Grant allies quickness when you use your heal skill. So while you're healing, you do quickness. Then we got Archivist of Whispers. Your virtues gain additional pages, up to 3 charges. Then we got weighty terms. The final charge of your mantra skills inflict immobilize. Mantras gain reduce recharge. We got stalwart speed. When you grant aegis or stability, grant quickness. This can affect multiply targets simultaneously. Wow. We got legendary lore. Tome skills gain bonuses from scribbling in the margins by ancient bards. So the F1 increase outgoing burning stacks, the F2 regen, and the third one ages. Then we got stoic demeanor, or demeanor. I don't know how to say that, but inflict slow on foes you disable or immobilize. Disables include stun, daze, knockback, pull, knockdown, sink, float, launch, taunt, and fear. And we got this one over here. Swift Scholar. Equipping or stowing a virtue grants you quickness. We got Imbued Ace to gain increased attributes while affected by quickness. Quick Fire. Granting quickness to an ally also grants Ashes of the Just. This can affect multiple targets simultaneously. Your next strike burns with justice. So a lot of burning going on. And for last, we got Lore Master. Tome skills gain reduced recharge, retain virtues, passives while they are on cooldown. So we're gonna try out some skills now. So once you click F1, you get different skills on your bar, as you can see there. I will show you in a second what each of them say. Look at all those. I really love these skills. Like the effect they have and the burning that you do is just crazy.
There's the power.
Look at all those conditions. As you can see, as a Spellbreaker, you also got 3 casts on each of the utility skills. Also the elite and the healing. Look at all those conditions, it's crazy. And all those booms.
Accelerating. Respite. Recover. Return.
So here, if you click on F3, the first skill, it says Chapter 1, Unflinching Charge. Roused by tales of mythical Sunspear charges, ground and motivate allies before you. So you grant stability and swiftness up to 5 targets. As you can see, they're all different skills, like I said. The second skill, it says Chapter 2, Daring Challenge. As the tales recount of Turai, taunt your enemies by issuing an insightfully inciting challenge. It does give taunt. Third skill says Chapter 3, Valiant Bulwark. Manifest the shimmering purity of the desert sun, reflecting enemy I can't say words. Missiles. So it reflects missiles. The fourth skill, it says Chapter 4, Stalwart Stand. Recount the stand of Elonian loyalists against Palawa Joko, granting resistance to your allies. The fifth skill, it says Epilogue, Unbroken Lines. Recalling the memory of heroes past. Enchant nearby allies with formidable defenses. So it gives protection, retaliation, and stability. Look at all those pages around you.
I challenge you.
So for F1, we got for the first skill, Searing Spell, Chapter 1. Fueled by tales of the desolation in Istan, recite a great swelling of heat before you. So these are mostly burning skills as well. Chapter 2, you got Igniting Burst, ignite the air around you in an expanding burst, burning and weakness. Then you got Chapter 3, Heated Rebuke, call forth a heated vortex to collapse your enemies together. So you do pull up to 5 targets. And we got Chapter 4, Scorched Aftermath. Detail the suffering in fire and blood inflicted during Vabi's occupation. So you do bleeding and burning. And then for last we got Epilogue, Ashes of the Just. Recall the memory of fallen heroes, granting allies the searing blades of justice. So your next strike burns with justice, and you do burning. All burning skills. There you go. Burning, weakness, bleeds, and more burning. This is a lot about burning. And for F2, we got for the first skill, Chapter 1, Desert Bloom. Tales of Desert Blooms create a wave of healing for your allies. Chapter 2, Radiant Recovery. Release magic from pages detailing the rebuilding of Vabi. Cleansing conditions on nearby allies. Allies are healed for each condition removed. And we got Chapter 3, Azure Sun. Inspired by countless poems describing the comforting powers of the water-reflected sun. Grant boons to allies. So you grant Vigor, Regen, and Swiftness up to 5 targets. And we got Chapter 4, Shining River. Release a torrent of pages describing the water cycle of Alon River. Heal allies and grant them swiftness. And for last, we got Epilogue, Eternal Oasis. Purify your allies with the waters of Hamnun and increase the healing they receive. 33% heal effectiveness. So basically, you got for F1, you got all burning skills. Sorry for the noise. There's a lot of noise going on here. So for F1 you got burning skills, for F2 is more like healing skills, and for F3 it's like a mix of both. I believe it's more like a support with boons and stuff. I think this is a really nice elite spec, I believe. So there you go, guys. I was really excited to try out these new elite specs. I didn't try all of them, but at least I got to try out these 4 and I was really happy about it. My favorite ones were the Weaver and the Firebrand, honestly. It's not that like I didn't enjoy the other ones, but those 2 were really cool. I mean, the effects of the skills for the Weaver, the fact that you can use 2 elements at the same time, and the Firebrand looks really exciting too, because I mean, you do get a different bar for every F1, F2, and F3, and it does seem to have a really good potential to be a healing elite spec. I'm not saying it will be as good as the Druid for like raids and stuff, but it might have some potential. But I guess we'll see once the expansion comes out and everything. So yeah, guys. Let me know in the comment section below which specs did you like the most, which one did you try, and which one was your favorite, all that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to thumb it up and subscribe if you have not already. I do Guild Wars 2 videos, and I'm also doing playthroughs that I do on stream. I'm putting them here on my YouTube channel as well. And yeah, I guess that is it. If you want to check my journey on the Crystal Desert, make sure to look up here on the weekend before this one. And I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye, everyone.